Hi, thanks for tuning in again today. Well, here's an E.G.T with a pretty short wire on it. It's been chopped off here. The owner was attempting to get this out, remove it from the mounting boss in the manifold, and it was impossible. It won't turn. It's already bent and destroyed, so he just cut it off and he'll just get another one. Now, I have to fix this. So, what do I have to do now? Follow along and I'll show you how I get these out. Well, there's one thing about doing a job like this. I don't have to worry about damaging it because it's already broken. So I'm just grabbing it with a, oh, look at that. Good. It's going to, come on. There we go. So out it is. So in the bucket it goes. Now we're left with this fitting. One of the ways that I remove a lot of these things that are seized in, they're dissimilar metals usually, is of course to apply some heat. But on this one, I'm actually going to heat the fitting and not so much down there where the boss is. Now that it's getting red, which is what I want, I take a water bottle with a little teeny hole in the top and I'm going to quench it. This works for brake bleeders on calipers on cars and lots of different things. So let's find out. All right, now I'm just going to quench it. All the sizzling is gone. Let's see what we got. So on with the wrench, and well, it's turning, but it wouldn't turn at all before. Oh, it feels kind of, oh, it's sort of loose now. That's not a good sign, actually. When it starts to move around from side to side like that, it's not good. So I'm going to use a pair of these side, well, it just popped up, side cutters underneath of it to try and kind of lift it, wedge it out. Well, I know by the way it's wobbling around like that, there's no thread left in it. So we don't have a viable thread left in here anymore because a lot of the thread came out with the fitting. So we can see, let me zoom in a bit on that. We can see one, two, three threads that are there. And of course the rest of it is destroyed. It should be threaded all the way to the very end. Now the issue that comes into play now is that if we take a brand new one, which comes with the exhaust gas temperature sensor, then and put it in here, we'll just ruin the new one. And even if it did go in by the first couple, three threads, what's the point? It's probably going to fall out. So this hole here, we'll have to drill this and helicoil it, the process for replacing the threads in it, so that the new one can just screw right in just as nice as it does on this one. Now the thread pitch on these is 8 millimeters, which is the diameter, by 1, which is the pitch of the thread. So this is a 8x1 bolt. So we can easily thread that into the good side. So we know the thread in that one is good. And of course, as I said, yeah, see, this is going to go in about, let's see, where's the count on this? 1. It doesn't even go in a full turn and it's all jammed up. So trying to force a new one of these in there is going to destroy the new one of those. So definitely the only way to deal with this is to put a new thread in it. Well, why do we end up with this? Well, it's dissimilar metals, and there's probably a little bit of stainless steel in this, or it is stainless steel, and that is enough to make it gall or weld itself right onto this, which is steel. So maybe a little bit of anti-seize on there, on the thread or in there when it was originally put in, might have made a difference. Sometimes not. So because I have to drill in here, there will be a couple of little chips, and I don't want anything to get into the exhaust. So I'm going to go to this area here and plug it so that there's no way I can get any debris inside. I'll worry about getting the wiper out after. And there we go. So it's all plugged in here, so nothing can get up inside the manifold and into the exhaust. So I don't know if you're familiar with this, but there's a process. They usually use the name helicoil, but it's a thread insert, which is right here in the bag. There's lots of them. And these little inserts screw in. This is the correct size drill that we need to open the hole up with. It's going to be, of course, way bigger. Then we tap it with this tap and put a thread in it. And that thread is the outside diameter of these inserts. Then we use the little tools and we put it in. So we'll go through all that. And of course, it even comes with instructions in a nice little bag. So I'm just going to buff a little bit of rust off the top of this. Rust is kind of hard on drill bits. I'm just going to put a little lube on this. This is the same stuff I use on the mill. Okay, so we're good there. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get this all in the camera here, but well, apparently if the drill is set to drill, it works better. And there we go. So the hole there is, I don't know how much you saw that because it's a one-shot deal. I wasn't looking at the camera. I was watching what I was doing. Anyway, I have the hole is cleaned now, so there's absolutely no thread in it at all now. So how do I get the insert to stay in? Of course, then I have to install the thread in there, which is what this one is for. So let me go get the tool to hold this, and I'll carry on. So now that the hole is in there, now I'm going to put the thread in. So what I have to really ensure is, and I have to do it by eye, there's a bit of an art to this, of course, like most things. I'm trying to make sure that when the tap is in, that it's not, let's see, how would it show on the camera? So it's not over that way, that way, that way, or that way. I'm trying to get it right parallel in 90 degrees to each other so that I end up with the threads going in straight. What difference does that make? when the other fitting goes in there, I'd really like it to touch all the way around instead of going in kind of sideways. So that's what is up now. Okay, so I'm not going to put any lube on yet. I want to try and get a start at this. And as I said, it's one of those things where I'm not sure how it's going to turn out. And hopefully you see it in the video, but I have to pay 100% attention to make sure that I get this straight. After it starts, it's not a big deal. But making it straight, that is a big deal. And it's a little bit this way. So what I'm doing is I'm just applying, I don't know if you can see, I'm applying a little pressure this direction to get it to move over a bit to make it straighter. You can make small corrections in it right now, but once you get it going, you can't. That looks good there. And a little off there, okay. So it would be nice to put lube on it right away and treat it really good, but there we go. Okay, so now I'm riding in a little bit. I've started, so in other words, I've actually fully developed the path that is going to follow through now for the rest of this whole job. So now I'm going to give it a little lube. Give it a bit of a jiggle to catch what, I don't have full threads there yet. I have some thread. So bring it to where I had it. Now I'm going to just do a visual on it again across here to make sure I'm straight this way, and the same from the side. All right. Now, there's that. The lube makes it a little shinier and it's hard to see. Okay, so where am I? I'm actually kneeling down right now so I can see right in there as accurately as possible. Well, I think I'm good. So where I started, I'm just going to follow through. So I'll do a couple proper tapping technique now because it's got lube on it. And I go forward and I go backwards to get the chips out. And of course, I'm doing this by hand. As you can see, or maybe you can't really see. As I said, I'm trying to pay attention to this and the camera set up. It's not like I can go back and video this again. Once it's in there, it's in there. And I think I'll come out and add some lube. Yeah, when it gets to the point of having some chips in the flutes here, then it's a good idea. I'll just blow those off with the air. No, I won't, because the air hose is not right handy. Just wipe them out with a wiper. And again, a little bit of lube. There we go. Catches the thread easy. And I can just run it in with my hands here, no tools. And where am I? You might be catching on the wiper a bit there. Yeah, it was actually. So I'm nearly through. And we'll give that a wipe off. I'm getting far enough down now that I'm putting some lube on the threads on the side because I'm going in and out. Oh yeah, it's all the way through. Look at that. Score. All right. So, let's see. Oh, it didn't move that much. Let me see if we can zoom in now here, and you can see the nice thread in there now. So you're going to give this a little rinse with some brake cleaner for a second. Missed the camera. There we go. All right, this is a one-shot deal. So I'm applying a little bit. And again, I'm trying to get this so that I can see that it's centered and it's straight all the way around, or square. And it's already grabbed. So I'm just keeping a little down pressure on it. I don't know if it shows on the camera because it's too late now. So here we go. Not too late for the thread, too late to move the camera. Whoop. So it's driving it by that tang in the bottom, which actually pulls it in a little teeny bit and helps it to go in reasonably tight. Now I've got, yes, I have my collar. No, almost. There we go. Now I can take it out without any problem, but I don't know if it's going to show or not. Oh, here. Just do this. Whoops. So whether it shows up well or not, but the very last thread is right there. It's too close to the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just give it another probably turn. So one turn. Yes, that's perfect. And it locates it down exactly where I wanted it. Okay, excellent. And that's how I put new threads in. So let's prove it out. Here's the bolt that I had before, which is the 8x1. Wow, look at how nice that goes in. I think that's pretty good, isn't it? Now the tang is still on the bottom. So the next thing to do is to take this other tool and go down and break off the tang. It's just like a little, whoops, just like a little punch. And so the wiper is still in there. There we go. Just a little bop with your hand, and flashlight. And there we go. Perfect. All right. Excellent. Now, we can put this in, and of course, it'll go all the way down now because we don't have the tang on it anymore. So there'd be no problem at all to install the new fitting in there that holds the exhaust gas temperature probe. And of course, the next thing I need to do is, or the very last thing I should say I need to do, is to get this out, all the shavings that came out. So if you're going to do this, a job like this yourself, maybe you should take the manifold right off, take it to the bench. I'm 100% certain it's plugged. There is no debris inside. And double check, which is always good. You can have a look in here, and it is spotless. And up the other side, spotless. So that's what I'm looking for. So that's how I'm able to save a lot of parts. I mean, there was no point in throwing out this manifold and trying to buy a brand new one just for that. It's a easy repair. Well, I mean, everything's easy if you know how. Anyway, this part goes back into service now, and that's fantastic. I like it. It's nice to be able to actually fix things. That doesn't happen much anymore, I don't think. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for the time you spent with me today. I appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, all those other things. And if you just stopped by and you're just watching this, hit the subscribe button. Why not? It's free, and I'll let you know when my next video comes out too. So hit the bell as well. Thanks. Bye now.